Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I am your Evelyn O'Shorty, and the Bank Holiday Monday has again this week pushed our delivery back to today, which meant I've only just had a chance to read and review stuff. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, and it will drop first thing Thursday morning. And the first thing I've chosen is one that I have now added to my pull list, which is Spirit World. It is part of not only the We Are Legends thing from DC, but also the Dawn of DC. And of the three We Are Legends books that were coming out, it is the one that didn't grab my attention straight away. It's interesting enough, and I'm glad I have carried on with it, but the other two was Ram V doing something which I'm automatically going down for. Ram V is one of my favourite writers at the moment, and Greg Pak doing a City Boy, which has a very much a Jack Hawks more God of the Cities vibe to it, who actually appeared in the first thing, and that was enough to grab my interest. So those two are like, yeah, okay, I've already got like a reason to be into those. This one, I didn't really know the creators. It's a brand new character I didn't know anything about, and it was like, okay, I'm going to have to just give it a shot and see how it goes. Having read issue 1, I have now added it onto my pull list. There's a lot I do like about it. There's some stuff that I don't. In fact, there's two individual things that I don't like, but both of them are personified in the same way, so we're going to get to that in a little bit. For now, though, we're going to talk about a character who I keep wanting to check what their name is, simply because I'm not 100% sure I've ever managed to pronounce it correctly, to the point that I'm now second-guessing that I got it right at all. It is spelled Xanthe, and I think Xanth in my head, but if I get that wrong, I apologise entirely. The character is a non-binary person with magical powers. Their power is absolutely brilliant. It's one that, I mean, I've not seen the power before, but I'm aware of how the mythology or the religion around it works, which is, dearly beloved are in the spirit world. You create things in this world out of a certain kind of paper, burn it, and then it becomes the real thing in the spirit world. So the more people who give them, or at least burn offerings to them, the better off they are in the spirit world. Their power, Xanth's power, is that they create this item out of paper, burn it, and then reach into the spirit world to bring it out. This gives them a whole bunch of kick-ass weapons, a fantastic-looking sword, and I'm hoping it's going to lead on to a whole bunch of more interesting, cooler things down the line. Because one of the things we don't get a lot of is who Xanth is. There is a little bit at the end, a less sting in the tail, where there's somebody from their past turns up, and I think there's a dead name there, but we don't see what the dead name is. There's like a really good choice made by the creators to obscure it, so we, as the observers of it, will never find out what their dead name is. And I think that's really good at doing, because it shows that, yes, it's there, and people will use it for either bad reasoning or just not knowing better, but us, the external observers, do not find that out. It protects Xanth in a way which I find absolutely brilliant. Now, the story, spinning off from what happened in the first appearance, basically, Batgirl, Cassandra Cain specifically, has ended up in the spirit world, where because she smells human and alive, all the hungry spirits are trying to devour her, and Xanth has the help of John Constantine to basically try and find another portal to the other world, spirit world, and go and rescue Cassandra Cain. Now, this is not the most complicated of plots in the world, but it gives room for a little bit of character growth, a little bit of action, and mostly world building. Now, I will admit I'm a bit disappointed I didn't get more of the character building for Xanth. I wanted to know more about them. But that ending clearly shows that we're building up to that. It's not being ignored, we're just being told to wait a little bit. And the action gives a chance for some really nice choices. First off, there is some fantastic page layouts. The kind of things when you first look at them, you think, wow, this is like a huge, complicated array of action and motion and movement and dialogue. But it's so well crafted that your eyes seem to naturally follow where the speech bubbles are. Even though sometimes you are zigzagging round a page or following it slightly backwards, it all makes perfect sense. At no point did I read anything out of order, even though if I'd have just started top left, across, down, across, I wouldn't have got it in order. The pages are just fantastic looking, and they show an awful lot of action as well. And they look beautiful. Like, the bits when we do see the spirit world are genuinely outstanding. Now, the thing I don't like about this is I'm a big fan of the character John Constantine. It's probably not surprising, I've mentioned him a few times. This feels like it's the New 52 version of Constantine, which is not a good version of the character. I don't think there's many people who are fans of John who would say that that is the best version. It's nothing like the original Vertigo version. It is nothing like the Sandman Universe version. It is an almost Doctor Strange-esque magic user. There is so little of his natural charm, there is so little of his confident swagger, there's hardly any of his conman kind of thing. He seems like he's just a guy who uses magic and is there to help, which is very much not John Constantine at all. And it feels like that missed opportunity to add a little bit more depth to the character that he brought in is a bit of a waste, and I do feel kind of bad about that. It's a shame, but there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm just hoping, because we have seen that the creator has got a really good take on Cassandra Cain, that there is going to be a chance to do something a bit better. And it is the only criticism I've got. Like, of everything that happens in there, the fact that John Constantine isn't great isn't really a major issue, but not just his personality, I'm also not a big fan of the way he's drawn in the comic book. It's, of all the artist choices, there's so many I really like, but John Constantine, unfortunately, was a letdown. That's it from me today. I will review more. Keep an eye out on the channel. There will be more reviews coming. Until I see you again, though, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.